The legend of the Moon Festival. The Moon Festival legend about Hao Yi and Chang'e is always told to children at this time. Once upon a time, there were 10 suns in the sky, scorching many crops and people to death. The Emperor of Heaven summoned Hao Yi to shoot down 9 of the suns. Hao Yi succeeded, the weather soon recovered and life was saved. Hao Yi was rewarded with the elixir of immortality. While Hao Yi was still on the earth, he met Chang'e, they fell in love and were married. Hao Yi wanted to spend his life with Chang'e forever. They decided to drink the elixir together on the 15th day of the 8th lunar month when the moon was round and bright. But a wicked man named Feng Meng overheard him and wanted the elixir for himself. On the 15th day, before Hao Yi returned home from hunting, Feng Meng went to Hao Yi's home and forced Chang'e to give him the elixir. She knew that she could not defeat Feng Meng, so, with no other choice, she drank the elixir all by herself. When Hao Yi came back, he found that his wife had been lifted to heaven. Chang'e decided to live on the moon because it's closest to the earth. Missing his beloved wife, Hao Yi looking up the moon, he burned incense and put the foods Chang'e used to love in the garden as a sacrifice. And the practice spread throughout China. Thus, people started admiring the moon on this day. Later, Hao Yi and Chang'e came to represent the yin and yang respectively. The moon and the sun. It is said that during the Mid-Autumn Festival, Hao Yi and Chang'e are reunited, and which is why Mid-Autumn Festival is also an important day for families to come together. The Jade Rabbit legend. In another tale, the Jade Rabbit is often portrayed as a companion of Chang'e in the Moon Palace. The rabbit relentlessly pounds different herbs in order to make the elixir that could send Chang'e back to Earth and be reunited with her husband. The story begins with the Emperor of Heaven wanted to test the animal's virtues. So, one day, the Jade Emperor disguised himself into a poor, starving old man. He was walking through a forest and begged a fox, a monkey, and a rabbit for food. The 3 animals are good friends. They were sympathetic to the old beggar's plight and they went their separate ways into the forest to find food. The fox caught a fish in a river. The monkey got fruit in the forest. But the rabbit only knew how to gather grass and he came back with nothing. When the rabbit returned much later, and saw the old beggar sat next to the fire eating the fruits and the fish, the rabbit felt sad that he had been unable to find him any food. He decided to offer himself so that the man could eat. The rabbit threw himself into the fire in an ultimate act of selflessness. The Emperor of Heaven was so touched by this gesture that he turned the rabbit into an immortal jade rabbit, and sent it to live on the Moon Palace so that people can see him forever. If you look up at the full moon and squint slightly at the markings, you can still see the jade rabbit with his pestle and mortar, making the elixir of life. During Mid-Autumn Festival, people traditionally eat mooncakes and look at the full moon. This Mid-Autumn Festival story is said to be why we eat mooncakes during the festival today. Zhu Yuan Zhang's Mooncake Uprising. In the late Yuan dynasty, 1271 to 1368 CE, the harsh rule of the Mongolian overlords prompted a nationwide rebellion. Zhu Yuan Zhang, a rebel leader, wanted to launch an uprising on the night of the Mid-Autumn Festival. However, it was very difficult to pass orders to his supporters' compatriots as government raids were intense. To get past the government, Zhu's advisor Lu Bo Wen came up with a plan. First, they would spread a rumor that a deadly plague was spreading, and the only way to be safe from it was to eat mooncakes on Mid-Autumn Festival. Then they hid notes inside mooncakes that said, "On Mid-Autumn night, kill the rulers," and distributed them to resistant forces. The ploy was a success. Rebels killed the Mongol rulers and took over the Yuan capital, now known as Beijing, and that was the start of the Ming dynasty. In celebration, Emperor Zhu ordered the mooncakes used be given to soldiers and the people. From that grew the custom of consuming mooncakes to celebrate Mid-Autumn Festival. Moon Festival is held on the 15th day of the 8th month of the lunar calendar, which usually falls around September or possibly even early October on the regular calendar. The end.